Hello everybody, it's Verbal here again, and today we're just going to be looking at making some money in No Man's Sky. Now I decided to make this video because I've been looking to upgrade my pokey little ship that I started with because it hasn't got very many inventory slots and I keep running out of inventory space, but all the interesting ships that I've seen up to now are way out of my league price range wise. So we'll start with some of the basics. I'm sure most people have figured out that you get a small amount of units for discovering solar systems, planets, plants, animals, etc, etc. But don't forget also that you get some extra units if you actually come into this menu and upload them to the Galactic database. You can rename them if you want, if you get a bit of inspiration for something, but if something, if it's just a pile of rocks, you could just straight upload it to the database and you still receive the units. Now there's a nice easy marker here. If this little symbol here is green, that means that you've uploaded it to the database. If it's red, that means that's money sitting there waiting for you to claim. Each planet also has a bonus set of areas. I think they're areas that you have to discover. If you discover all of those areas, then you also get a bonus of, say, the complete to receive, when it comes back up. There we go. Complete to receive 300,000 units, which is a significant chunk of money. So if you're wandering about on a planet away discovering things, don't forget to use your analysis visor, check out most things, and don't forget to actually upload them to the database for some extra money. Another basic method to make some easy money in No Man's Sky is just do some basic good old RPG style farming. Now I tend to do this in a cave because if you do it in the sort of outside world there's sentinels everywhere, and if you start collecting a small amount of resources then they tend to get very angry very quickly and you end up fighting them all the time. Now there are occasionally life forms in the caves, but this one appears to be empty at the moment, and I've never actually seen these sentinels actually come into the caves. So as long as there's no native life forms, you're then basically free to mine away to your heart's content or until your inventory is full. The other thing I've noticed with caves is there tends to be a lot of resources packed into a small sort of area. So there's lots and lots of plutonium here. So if we do a bit of mining, there's some plutonium. There we are. Okay. If you're lucky, you tend to find sort of small, or I have seen huge deposits of more expensive materials such as like emerald or aluminium as well. And if you want to know how much things are worth or how much of a bonus you've got by coming into your cave, you can go into your inventory and you can have a look. And you see sort of plutonium there is worth 41.3 units each. I did find some emerald earlier, which is 275 units each, so big on the bonus there. You tend to find little bits of carbon as well. Iron's quite common. It's just, you can kind of pick them up, but try and pick up the most valuable resources you can, especially as you tend to have very low inventory space. Now one thing to note about inventory space is if we have a look here in our exosuit, things stack up to 250 pieces, but if we go into our starship, things actually stack up to 500 pieces. So it's very much worth your effort to, whenever you kind of collect things, to upload them to your ship as much as possible. Even though my inventory is already full there, so again I've been doing a lot of farming. So we've finished our farming session, we've returned to the space station and we've gone to the Galactic Trade Terminal, and we're going to see how much, I haven't done a specific farming session as such, just my bags are full of junk. So if we have a look there, we're on 422 and something thousand units. Right, so I tend to just sell everything that I don't immediately need because you're very lacking in inventory space and there's nowhere to actually store it. So if we just start selling stuff we don't want, just get rid of everything. Some things you might want to keep, like I do tend to keep a stack of, say, plutonium. See, my exosuit inventory is now empty. It is useful to note that you do have two inventories, so that was just my exosuit inventory, and now we're going to go to my starship inventory. So I tend to keep some titanium because you need that for your ship. I tend to keep some iron, that's shielding. We don't need platinum. We can sell titanium. And let's I tend to keep a stack of plutonium, so if we narrow that down a bit, so if we only sell 1500 of those, and that'll give me a stack of plutonium as fuel for my ship at a later date. Nearly there, come on. Be nice if we could just write it in, but there you go. That's that one, and that's everything. So from that nice easy little farming session there, we got 220 something thousand units. Another easy way to make money from No Man's Sky is using the age-old adage of buy low and sell high, and as you can see, for this we'll want the Galactic Trade Terminal, and if we have a look through, what we're looking for is this yellow star here, and what that yellow star means is this item is very much in demand in this solar system. Now, as far as I can tell, this item will always be very much in demand in this solar system, so you can kind of make a note of that, or you can just exploit that while you're actually in this solar system itself. As you can see here, it's being sold for 103% above galactic average at 125.6 units per item. So what we want to do then is, if we head out into the docking bay, as you can see, there are now a lot of ships in the docking port, and ships are coming and going all the time. So what we want to do is, if we want to go up and talk to the captain of one of the ships, and then hopefully he should have some titanium. They don't always have the same thing. Sometimes they have different things. Sometimes they don't actually have the thing you want. And also, well, they sell them at their own prices. So as you can see, he's very much in demand for a power reservoir, but we're looking at titanium, and he's got 45 titanium at 78.5 units per item. So we can buy his 45 titanium for 78 units effectively, and sell them on in the Galactic Trade Network console upstairs for 125. And now we can go around and we can speak to all the freighter captains. See, they're coming in all the time, and you can just do this endlessly to make nice easy money. And my final way to make easy money in No Man's Sky is utilise the crafting system. Now, I've saved this till last for a couple of reasons. The first being that you can combine it with a couple of the other methods which I've already shown you, which is mining stuff yourself or collecting them out in the open world, or you can use the buy low sell high principle and go to galactic trade terminals or other traders and actually buy items and hopefully craft them and then be able to sell them on for a profit. That sort of leads to my second reason, which is it's not a guaranteed thing. It's, you know, it depends. If you go to different terminals, different traders, different systems, for example, then the prices are different. So I can't turn around to you and say, if you craft this from this and then sell it on, you will make a profit. It's something you have to be mindful of yourself. And you know, if you're going to sell some raw resources, you can have a look and go, can I craft it into something and make a profit of it? So we can have a look at an example here. And in this example here, I've been out and done some mining. I've collected quite a bit of iron, and as we can see here, I can currently sell this iron at 14.4 units per piece of iron. Conveniently below the iron in the Galactic Trade Terminal is carite sheet, which I do know that I can create with 50 units of iron. So if we have a look at how much it would be to sell 50 units of iron at the Galactic Trade Terminal, we would get 722 units. But if I did the simple act of crafting that iron into a carite sheet, we'd actually get 813 units. So for that simple extra piece of work, you know, it takes like a second or so, you can get an extra 91 units. Now if you sort of multiply that by what we got there, 650, so that would be 13 times that. It's over 1,000 extra units just for crafting a couple of little easy pieces. Now, as I say, you might not be able to use that example because that's in my solar system, which as far as I know nobody else has actually discovered. Prices are different everywhere. It's just something you can be mindful of. So that's my tips for making nice easy money in No Man's Sky. Hopefully you found it useful. If you did, please do press the like button. Please do feel free to subscribe. Hopefully I'll see you along in my playthrough of No Man's Sky, which I'll leave a link to in the comment section. Again, I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you very much, and bye bye now.